Guild Wars 2 has 9 classes and 5 races. We are going to find out which is the most popular class and race that rule them all. At third spot, we have the Ranger. It is the typical pet and bow-wielding class that many people like. Popularized by media like Lord of the Rings, the Ranger is no stranger to most. At second spot, we have the Necromancer. This dark and cool-themed class appeals to people who prefer the anti-hero archetype, believing in the power of the undead. At top spot, we have the Guardian. Not surprising to most, the poster child of Guild Wars 2 and many games, in fact, is the Divine Paladin-type class. In this game, the Guardian fills that role. It's blue, it's shiny, it protects, and most importantly, it stands for good. Right at the bottom, we have the Engineer. It is the least popular probably because there are too many buttons and combos. Also, I must say brown is not a sexy color. Finally, we see that the percentages across the board are pretty even. This suggests that most classes in Guild Wars 2 are played, and there is no actual clear favorite. But what about time spent on each class? Does the popularity change after character creation? For that, we have the profession playtime. Generally, we see no changes, except Revenants taking bottom spot due to it only existing after the Heart of Thorns expansion. Elementalists move up to 5th spot also, probably because it has some really deep mechanics to master that takes time. Ultimately, though, there is not much difference. Race has a very different outlook because there is a clear favorite in this category. That's right, at the top, we have the human race. Unsurprisingly, people tend to play as themselves because they can relate to it the most. We see a very even spread for the rest of the races with Chars taking bottom spot. The playtime reflects pretty much the same. For genders, we see a pretty even division too, with females having a slight edge. I expected this ratio to be even more skewed towards them because most guys play females' characters in-game. Which brings me to the next point, because the term female human meta is very real. When we group the players by race and gender, we see that the most popular combination by far is the human female. At 25% of the player base, it clearly outranks every other race and gender combination. This is pretty much what we see in game too, so the phrase has its merits. Rounding out the bottom, we have the Char female and Norn male, which are indeed a rare sight. If we were to include professions, we see that the most popular combination is the human female Mesmer, and the most played is the Elementalist. I must say these are some pretty interesting statistics. All right, I hope you enjoyed the video. See you next time.